Hello, and welcome to the Restoration Revolution Summit, leading from wholeness and not depletion. I am your host, Dr. Denise Moore Revel. I'm also the founder of the Own Your Amazing movement and the creator of the Restoration Leadership Framework. This summit is designed to help you to understand this one thing. You don't have to sacrifice your soul or your well being in order to succeed in your career. You don't have to do it. We're here to help you to get your breakthrough from burnout. And how do we do that? Through my framework, the Restoration Leadership Framework. And you're going to learn how to restore, reclaim, and to rise as the leader that you've been called to be. And here, so I know one thing about you. I know because you showed up that you are ready for more. You don't want fluff. You just don't want to be motivated. You want real information that's going to help transform your life so that you can show up as the leader that you've been called to be. I know you're ready for something deeper, not just surface level. And so this summit is all about that. You're going to be hearing from some amazing female leaders who's going to talk about their journey to restorative leadership. So I can't wait for you to hear all about that. But for today, I'm going to be talking to you about the first pillar, about restoration. And so what does it really mean to be restored, to feel replenished? And so we're going to go deep into that. We're going to go deep into that today. And it's not just about bubble baths and spa days. All those things are wonderful and I love them. But I'm talking about restoration at your soul level, at the body level, at the spirit level. And the restoration that brings you back to yourself. And so I want to start this conversation off with something really deeply personal to me, one that has forever changed my life and how I see restoration. So on January 24th, I sat in the hospital and I heard these words, none that a daughter never wants to hear. I heard the words, they said to me, "There is nothing else we can do for your mother." It was very surreal. It was very gut-wrenching to hear my mother's medical team say, "There's nothing else we can do for her." What's interesting is that I've seen that kind of scene on television or in the movies, but I never thought I would be living that scene, right? That was in real life for me. It wasn't a movie, it wasn't on TV, it was my life at that moment. And so on January 28th, my family and I made the heartbreaking, heart-wrenching decision to take my mother off of life support. Very tough day. And on February 9th, I watched my mother take her last breath. A very hard day for me and my family. So after the celebration of life services and the visitations and all that goes into that, and once things really started to settle down, I found myself reflecting on those weeks prior. The grief, the disbelief, the heart-wrenching pain of knowing my mother had transitioned. But it was also a time where I really understood what it means to be restored. And those moments leading up to my mother's transition, I was not the professional. I was not Dr. Denise. I was not the leader. I was a daughter in grief, in transition. And I was able to show up because I understood what it meant to be present, to be there for those you love, and how really important that is. But really after all of that, it's when I really understood that this was my time for restoration, to be restored, to be able to come back to myself. And so restoration is not a luxury. It's something that you have to be intentional about. It's about your survival, it's about your sanity, and truly, it's about your soul. And so what this time has taught me, if you're not intentional about restoring yourself, life will force you to do it. And so what does it mean, or how do you restore? And I want to walk you through what I have come to understand about this thing about being restored. There are three things about being restored that I want us to share and reflect on in this session. It's about rest, it's about reflection, and it's about release. So in this pillar about restoration, what's under that is rest, reflection, and release. And we're going to talk about those, okay? So each concept of rest, reflection, and release, they're simple concepts, but they're powerful. And each one can shift not only how you show up as a leader, but can have a profound impact on your life. So let's talk about rest. And rest is not laziness. Rest is not weakness. Rest is saying, I am more than my productivity. My worth is not measured by my output. So that's important because a lot of female leaders, we've been taught that we got to go, we got to push, we got to keep going. We're taught that it is important to hustle, to grind, that busyness equals importance. It doesn't. Let me say that right now. Busyness does not equal importance. Staying booked and busy, that's not always a good thing. But when you never stop, your body, your mind, and your spirit begins to break down. So you have to have rest. You have to have a time where you're saying, no, I'm putting everything on pause right now because I need this time for me to gather myself, to get myself back together, whatever that may be for you, right? And so I had learned during this recent restoration period how important sleep is. Have been a lot of sleepless nights, and you can't really get replenished and restored if you're not sleeping well. Sleep is not optional. You have to be able to get a good night's rest. You have to be able to get some sleep on a regular, consistent basis, okay? Vacations used to be a luxury. Now they are essential. They are a necessity. You should be making sure you're scheduling your vacation time, taking some time off to rest, to stop it all, to put everything on pause. I can't tell you how important this is. During this time, I have not been showing up for different things, have not been on social media because I knew it was just my time to rest. I would turn things off, like do not disturb, because it's time for me to rest. It's so essential. And that we need to understand again that rest is not equated to weakness or being lazy. No, sometimes you need a nap. Sometimes you just need to go by yourself and not do anything. And so, again, part of restoration, part of the pillar of restoration is rest, getting some rest. And I know rest will look different for everybody. I'm not saying there's one way for you to rest, but what I am saying is that you need to identify what does rest mean for you. Does it mean not answering emails after 6 p.m., not working on the weekends, making sure you're taking your vacation time, going to get your monthly massages, or having your quiet devotion time in the morning? I don't know what it is. But you need to ask yourself, am I intentional about making sure I'm resting and taking a pause and taking some time out for yourself, okay? And so it's not about being perfect. I know some of us are, this whole perfectionism, making sure everything's perfect. And right. This is not what this is about. You can set your schedule for rest. If you don't meet it every week, that's okay. Well, start over the next week. It's about giving yourself permission to rest, okay? Permission to stop, to pause, to say, I need a break. I need a timeout. I just need to go somewhere where I don't have to think about anything but me and what I need at this moment, okay? So I want you to answer this question for me. Where in your life are you denying yourself rest? And what can change if you gave yourself just 15 minutes a day to truly stop? So I'm going to ask the question again. Where in your life are you denying yourself rest? What would change if you gave yourself just 15 minutes a day just to stop, just to pause? I know that's a big question for a lot of you guys. I know it is because you're so used to being busy and doing so much. And then when you're not, you're like, oh, something's wrong, something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Nothing is wrong. It's nothing wrong with you taking a minute or 5 minutes or 15 minutes every day for yourself, okay? So the first part of this whole restoration is getting some rest. All right. So the next part is reflection. Rest is about stopping. Reflection is about looking inward. You got to take some time to see what's inside of you. Self-discovery is so important. So when was the last time you sat quietly and asked yourself, how am I really doing? Not the answer that you give to everyone publicly, not the answer that you tell your friends, but the truth. And so again, I've learned this during this period of restoration since my mother's transition. When people would ask me, how you doing? I would say, today is a good day, if it was truly a good day. Or I say, today's not a good day. I'm not doing well today. And because I'm self-aware. And so it's okay to say, well, how am I really doing? Not what I tell, not my public self, but my private self. And again, if you don't feel comfortable telling everyone, but at least tell yourself the truth. At least be honest with yourself to say, you know what? Today is not a good day. This is how I'm feeling. This is what is going on with me. Okay. So reflection requires honesty and transparency with yourself. It requires slowing down enough to hear your own voice again. Oh my goodness, this is so important. We run, we do, we give so much, and we don't even take the time to say, well, is that really what I want to do? Is that really what is important to me? Is that really what's going to make me feel better? But if you don't take time to rest, to stop, you're not going to have time to really reflect on what is it that I really need for myself in this moment. So reflection is really that time for you to be honest with yourself. We tell ourselves so many lies. We're so disillusioned. We just put up a front, we put the mask, but there's no need to wear a mask with yourself. Be honest with yourself about where you really are. And so it may be you're journaling, you're writing down your ideas. I journal, I've been journaling for years. And my journal is where I can be brutally honest with myself about myself and what's going on in my life. And so you need to have time for you to really sit down and reflect and really hear your own voice and say, yeah, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to work here? Do I really want to be in this relationship? Do I really want to live it? Whatever. Like, take the time and really think about what it is that you want for your life. And when you do this, make sure you have some compassion and grace for yourself, okay? Don't be hard on yourself. This is not the time to beat yourself up, all the woulda, coulda, shouldas. This is just a time to really, really reflect and begin to hear your own voice again. Like, is that really what I want, or is that what's expected for me to want? And here's a question that I want you to ask yourself. What do I need right now that I've been too busy to admit? Okay, let's try it again. What do I need right now that I've been too busy to admit? Sometimes the answer could be simple as like, I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I need a nap. That was the case for me the other day. I was like, you know what? What's going on? I was like, I need a nap. I just need to shut it down for a minute, take me a little cat nap. That'll make me feel better. And I did that. And I felt better and was able to go on and do some other things that I needed to do. But it took me reflecting on what is it that I really need right now? Do I need to go call somebody to talk about it? Do I need a journal? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I just need to sit quietly? What is it? But take that time to ask yourself, what do I really need right now that I've been too busy to admit? Okay. So the power is in reflection, in that it's like a mirror into your inner soul, into your inner world. When you take the time to really stop and say, what is going on inside of me right now? And when you do that, you're giving yourself the gift. You're giving yourself the gift of your own time and your own attention. Okay. So I want you to think about this today. What have I been avoiding that needs my attention? Because we're good for putting things off. We're good for making everybody and everything else a priority. But right now, I want you to be the priority. I want you to ask yourself again, what have I been avoiding that needs my attention right now? Write it down. No judgment, no shame, just the truth. What is it that you really need right now? And the only way you can really hear yourself is you got to stop and pause so you can hear your own voice, not what everyone else is telling you. What is it that you want for yourself? Okay. So in this whole restore pillow, we talked about rest. We just talked about reflection. And now we're going to talk about release. Release, release, release. So here's the truth. You can't restore if you're carrying everything with you. Some things need to be put down. Some things need to be released. What do you need to release? Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it fear? Is it relationships? Is it roles things you used to do that no longer serve you? What do you need to let go? Do you need to let go of other people's expectations of you, of how you're going to show up? You know, they're used to you showing up one way, and you decide, well, no, I can't do that anymore. That's not how I'm choosing to show up now. You need to release that. So during this time of restoration, I realized there were several things I needed to release, even with my mom's transitioning. At some level, I needed to release her, release the dynamics of what our relationship looked like. She's no longer physically here with me. So I needed to release that and be like, well, the relationship has changed. Dynamics have changed. This whole situation has changed. So what do I need to release so that I can move forward in my life? So again, I ask you, what is it that you need to release right now in order for you to be restored? What is it? Do you need to release exhaustion, being tired and busy all the time? Maybe it's the pressure. Do you need to release putting so much pressure on yourself? Do you need to release feeling like you have to do it all on your own? I don't know. But letting go is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are wise. You are wise enough to know that, like, I can't keep carrying this. I need to let it go. This is not serving me. This is not helping me. Let's let it go. So you're wise enough to know that your energy, your time is precious. Life is precious. And I haven't learned anything lately. I've learned that life is very precious. And I don't want to continue to walk through life carrying things that's going to weigh me down, that's going to keep me stuck where I am. If my goal is to go further, to go higher, then I have to release some things, and so do you. Because I don't want us to continue to waste time and energy and our gifts and our talents on things that no longer serve us. It's time to release. So, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to say goodbye to? So, I want to guide you through just a little short practice. Just take a minute or two, nothing major. And if you want to close your eyes, but you don't have to. But I invite you to do this. Take a deep breath and release it. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath. Now release it. Just like you took the breath in and release it, you can do the same with some of those things that you've been carrying in your life. It's just that simple. Let them go. Release them. So I want you to imagine that you have this thing that is the heaviest thing that's in your life. Imagine it in your hand like a brick, a boulder, something heavy that's it's weighing you down. You can barely keep it up. It's weighing you down. It's heavy. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's fear, maybe it's exhaustion, maybe it's a relationship. Just imagine you holding this thing and it is weighing you down. It is heavy. A lot of us are carrying some heavy weights. But now I want you to picture yourself putting it down beside you. It's there, but I want you to, it's heavy. Then I want you to imagine just sit it down right beside you. How does that feel? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel freer? Do you feel more open? This is what it means to be restored. This is restoration. I felt better just doing that myself. I don't know about you, but I want you to do this exercise again on your own. I want you to imagine the heavy stuff that you're carrying. You look at it and it's weighing you down, and then I want you to set it aside, to put it beside you. It's still there, but you're no longer carrying it. It's not draining you. It's not draining the life out of you, your energy. Okay? So I want you to do that exercise. Anytime things feel heavy and you're tired, and just remember you're carrying it, but you can put it down. I'm giving you permission today to set it down and let it go. It's time to release it so that you can move forward in the life that you've been called to live. Okay? So, restoration is so vitally important that you take time to rest, to reflect, and to release. So, restore through rest, it gives you permission to stop. Restore through reflection, it means listening to your inner voice. And restore through release, letting go what no longer serves you. When you restore, you're not stepping back, you are preparing for the next step forward. You are gathering your strength, your clarity, your peace. I'm telling you, peace, 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 that you need to reclaim your voice and to rise higher. This is what it's all about. We have been called to lead higher, to go higher. But I'm telling you, it's not possible unless you are restored. So, our next segment, we're going to be talking about what it means to reclaim. What does it mean to reclaim? We're going to be talking about how to reclaim your power, your boundaries, and your identity. So I hope you join me for the next segment in the summit when we're talking about, again, reclaiming your power. I hope you found this first opening session of this summit meaningful. I know I have. I just understand the importance of this. This is what I'm living right now. And I am so passionate about helping other women leaders to understand it's time for us to be restored. We have to get out of that whole hustle. It's not going to serve you. Restoration is a strategy of leadership. And I am here to help you on this journey. But before I go, make sure you downloaded your workbook. Make sure that you take notes, you do the reflection questions. Make sure you check out the valuable resources in our virtual swag bag. The speakers of the summit have gifted you all with some amazing gifts. So I hope you take advantage of those things. And again, it's all about helping you to rest, to reclaim, to rise, but all about your leadership journey. And last but not least, on day number 4, we're going to be coming live. It's going to be an incredible, incredible time together with myself and some of the speakers of the summit. We're going to be coming together in a live experience. You'll get an opportunity to communicate with them, ask questions, be in community with other female leaders who are on this path of saying, this is a restoration revolution. We are doing it differently. We're no longer going to be leading from depletion, but we're coming with our whole self. And so they're going to be there. I hope you're going to be there. Going to be some amazing door prizes, fun activities. So it's not too late for you to join us on day number 4 for the VIP live experience. So make sure you register today for that, okay? So just before I go, just remember the restoration is not selfishness, it's sacred. And you deserve to have it, okay? So I will see you on the next session. All right, until then, oh, you're amazing.